The college football experience, Kansas State Wildcats 2022 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks, presented by WynnBET. Bet $50 at WynnBET and get $200 in free bets. Bet big, win bigger with WynnBET. Download the WynnBET app now or visit wynnbet.com. That's WYNNBet.com and start winning today. We're also brought to you by Sleeper. You already play fantasy on Sleeper, but now you can win cold hard cash with their brand new over under game. Just head to sleeper.com/SGP on your phone to join the SGPN group, and Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100 at sleeper.com/SGP. We're also brought to you by us. Yes, the SGPN Discord. I mean, you got to check this out. All right. It's our new Discord server. The perfect place to interact and sweat bets out with the entire SGPN crew. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/discord.
This is Jerry Glanville, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Kansas State Wildcats season preview episode. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dad, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
Nobody knows nothing.
Somebody knows. Double the price. But no one touches Dundee.
Yes, I love K-State football. Let's go to Manhattan, Kansas. Let's talk 2022. All right, let's do this. Because you know I love the Wildcats from the days of Bill Snyder, Chad May, Mitch Running, Michael Bishop, Darren Sproles, L. Roberson, Daniel Thomas. You can go on and on and on.
Collin
all right,
Klein, who's still part of the squad.
Yes, this new music is just fire. I am joined by my co-host. Give it up for former JMU Duke defensive back, the burrito eating, sideline kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, Patty C in the place to be.
Hi. An absolute heater here.
Subscribe on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube right now. You'll see the sweet ass Kansas State graphics. Shout out to the SGPN graphics team, and remember, folks, subscribe on YouTube because you're going to want to see all of the fun that we have. It's not just, but look, it's great if you listen on the podcast front, but also check it out on YouTube. Come on, so visuals always better, right? Throw it on you can throw it on TV. All right, you're at the house, you know.
Oh yeah.
You're arguing with your wife. She's watched, I don't know,
Tune her
Oprah.
out.
You just said, you know what? It's my turn for the TV.
That's right.
And then boom, you go to YouTube if you got a smart TV.
Get her involved.
Yeah.
She sees these handsome faces.
That's true.
Something
Maybe
like that.
she'll ditch Oprah for us.
That's right.
All right.
We're the new Oprah. You get a fucking.
I can pull a Tom Cruise. All right, I'm getting pretty excited for college football.
You getting over.
Patty C, should we? Oh man, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh man,
right?
get on the chairs.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Snap.
I could be a Tom Cruise. All right. If you're wondering what was going on, you got to subscribe on YouTube. I get really excited about the college football season, so I do. I pull a Lionel Richie. I start dancing on the fucking ceiling, folks. All right, because I can't wait for every single game. I don't care if it's Howard against Bucknell. You better believe I'm watching college football as much as I can. That's why you rock with the college football experience, because we're breaking down all 131 teams, a solo podcast for every single team in the land, like we do each and every year. And let's talk some Wildcat football. Patty C in general, state of the program. They went 8-5 last year. Chris Klieman, if you throw out he's only been there 3 years, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you should throw out 2020, mainly because K-State needed to play the games financially for the school. I think for the town.
Yeah.
They played like 10 games with like 20 guys out. Throw that shit out. That shit out.
Program still needs to make money. It's
And
more
they
than
still
just
beat
the
Oklahoma,
front
by
porch.
the way.
It is also the purse.
And they still beat Oklahoma, by the way.
Beautiful.
But so they went 4-6 that year. I think you honestly throw that out because I think it's tough to assess any coach after that. I think you assess them on 2019 and 2021 and 2 8-5 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. To be honest, obviously we're comparing him to Bill Snyder, so that's kind of unfair. But Bill Snyder had their what?
Well, he was better than Ron Prince.
That's true. 8 bowl game appearances in a row prior to his final season in 2018. Then Klieman takes over and gets 2 out of 3 bowls. We're assuming that this is the trend again.
No, I think they'll be a solid contender every year. You know, I think 2020 is the throw that shit out. I think these teams. I think Klieman is a very good coach. I mean, we can bring up his record right here. Chris Klieman, 20-16 in 3 years. Once again, I think that's misleading because of the COVID shit that he had to deal with. I would say he's more like 16-10 in 2 years.
Do you see him as a consistent 8-win coach there, or do you think he's got that 10-win potential?
Oh, I think he's got that 10-win potential, and I think it could be. It might be this year, Patty C. All right, it might be this year.
That would be significantly higher than this over/under number we're seeing right behind us here.
I know, but still, let's get into it because I want to talk about this team. Well, guess who their offensive coordinator is, Patty C?
Who do we got?
Collin Klein.
One Collin Klein.
I mean, you want to talk about that? That's a legend. All right, that's a legend right there. He knows about winning in Manhattan, as he had like a 10-win season or 11-win season, I think.
There you go. Started out as a graduate assistant back in 2014, and here he is as the OC.
Pay your dues, man. Pay your dues. 76th in scoring offense, 64th in rush offense, 96th in pass offense, charting at the 95th total offense in the nation. That's not that great.
Yeah,
but I think this year they're going to be a lot better. They return. Well, they lose Skylar Thompson.
6-year player.
They still have Will Howard, who started some last year, but he is not even their projected starter. They have gone out and get Adrian Martinez from Nebraska, who I think in a Chris Klein offense, assuming the way that Chris Klein was not the most prolific passer, but Bill Snyder knew how to take advantage
Collin
of that.
Klein.
I'm sorry. Did I say, what did I say?
Chris Klein.
Oh man, I'm comparing him with that actor.
Yeah.
My apologies, Collin Klein. All right. Anyway, Adrian Martinez, I think it will fit the K-State system. We saw that whether it was back with L. Roberson or Jonathan Beasley or Michael Bishop Chad May threw the rock a little more.
Yeah.
Skylar Thompson. I think Skylar Thompson is a guy that's not the most prolific passer, but to get a home run threat. I mean, I remember watching that Illinois game, and even though Martinez made some mistakes, he did have like an 80-yard touchdown run that put Nebraska right back in the game.
Yeah.
When you have that capability, and I think K-State knows how to maximize that.
Yeah, I read a stat that he was the second most career touchdown runs by a quarterback, 8th most career touchdown runs. I mean, among active players.
Yeah.
Among all active players. So that's a pretty accomplished runner, right?
Dude,
there.
when you mix him with Deuce Vaughn, and if you have been just ignoring K-State football for some reason, first off, you're terrible. But Deuce Vaughn is. Did you give me a hard time when I said I kind of compared him to Barry Sanders?
I did.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good comparison.
But what else is the closest thing you can think of there?
Well, to Deuce Vaughn or
because I think when I said that, I said Darren Sproles or Barry Sanders.
Yeah, I think
There's no one else close to that. I think.
Well, in terms of a stylistic comparison, I would say you're right. In terms of an ability, I would say neither one of them are close to Barry Sanders. But Deuce Vaughn is still an excellent running back at the college level.
Dude, with Adrian Martinez and Deuce Vaughn in the same backfield with the fullback, shout out to teams that use fullbacks. All right, let's make the fullback great again. What up, Ben Sanat, the fullback?
Hello.
Patty C. I'm really excited to watch this team. You want to talk about spark? Because I told you this. I feel like in 2022 you don't tackle as well. I heard Ronnie Lott speak about this.
Yeah.
They don't practice tackling as much.
Is that a fact?
He was saying in football.
Yeah.
Tackling just because all the health stuff and other things.
I mean, I would say the amount of time where actual physical live football is being played in practice has dropped pretty.
That's so you're telling me you got Martinez and Vaughn? Fucking just run the option.
Dude, they should.
They should just.
They should.
Hey, Collin Klein. I'm sorry about that, Chris. You could call me. I don't know. You can call me Colby O'Donis for all I fucking care. Right?
I have no idea who that is, but
he's some singer. I don't fucking know.
I'm gonna call you Colby O'Donis.
There we go. There we go. Look, give me a phone call. Let's do things. This offense is gonna be fire. Patty C. They're bringing back their wideouts too. Malik Knowles, who's a money kick returner and punt returner.
33 yards of return. Is that good for fourth nationally? Pretty darn.
Check that door for heat, Tim.
That is. You got to check that door for heat. All right. Phillip Brooks is back as well. They got Kade Warner, who's a super senior. That's Kurt Warner's son. I'm glad to see he's playing outdoor. Now here's the thing: 2 of 5 starters back on the offensive line. Normally you circle that.
Yeah.
But they retained both tackles, and they're both, I think, pretty much all conference. Cooper Beebe, is that perhaps related to our friend who's been on the show? Don Beebe?
Don Beebe.
Legend.
He is first team preseason all conference, Cooper Beebe.
And they also have Christian Duffy, and they got 50 career starts on the offensive line. I think they're going to be okay.
Well, they got the anchor, and what more do you want on your team than a scrapper like a Beebe?
Yeah,
it can't be Don Beebe's son. Can you imagine how
his
fast
son is on the Vikings also? Like his son is
but he's not an
Chad
offensive
Beebe.
lineman.
I know, but maybe it's a cousin.
Maybe he knocked up a big girl and Cooper Beebe, a 4-5 offensive lineman.
Look, anything's possible.
Imagine
modern science is amazing, Patty C.
Imagine Cooper Beebe on a guard pull, just outrunning the defensive backs.
Don't come at my guy Don Beebe, legend. All right, on the defensive side of the ball, Joe Klanderman is the DC, and this guy knows what the fuck he's doing because 23rd in scoring defense a season ago, 31st in rush defense, 44th in pass defense, charting at 29th overall. Patty C, top 30 defense.
Hey, that's a calling card at K-State. I feel like
that is
they
great
are one
special
of these,
teams,
scrappy, get it done on the special. Who are the teams that are like them? Virginia Tech comes to mind. TCU kind of comes to mind.
TCU became them after the fact.
Yeah, you wonder if homeboy, who is their coach?
Dykes?
No,
Patterson.
Patterson.
Well, he's a K-State guy.
He's a K-State guy. I wonder if that influence from K-State wore off on that.
But I mean, the defensive line. They return Eli Huggins. They return the what's my guy's name with that 11 sacks last year? I'm drawing a blank on his name right now.
That's a tough one. Let me see if I could pull his.
He is back. So I think they run a 3-3-5. So bringing 2 of 3 back on the defensive line.
Felix Anudike.
Yeah. So I really think this will be an awesome thing here on the defensive line, running that 3-3-5. They also have 1 of 3 back in the linebacking core. So that's, if there's an area concerned on the defense, it's the linebacking core, but Daniel Green is back, the lone linebacker back. 3 of 5 are back in the secondary, including safety TJ Smith and both their starting corners from a year ago.
Man, this guy got 11 sacks as a 3-3-5 defense line. I mean, what are they? 3-3-5 is generally what, a 4 technique. Yeah, you would expect 11 sacks from a dude that's like an edge rusher. But if you're having to play, like if you're having to stuff the power most of the time, and then you're still getting that kind of
after the quarterback,
that's a beast. Yeah. That is a beast.
Their kicker and punter are back. Patty C. They've always been fantastic. Remember they had the Grammaticas forever.
That's true.
Remember when Grammatica jumped up in the air and tore his ACL when he was on the Buccaneers or the Cardinals or something? I don't know.
When Grammatica's head was half the size of his body. That was his whole life, I guess.
Yeah. We're gonna talk transfer portal, but I can tell you this: I kind of like what this team is bringing back. We're gonna talk transfer portal. We're going to talk recruiting rankings. We're going to go game by game on the Wildcats schedule. First, I got to get us paid. I want to tell you, that the college football experience. Kansas State Wildcats season preview is brought to you by WinBet. Yes, bet $50 at WinBet. Get $200 in free bets. Bet big, win bigger with WinBet. Download the WinBet app now or visit winbet.com. That's WYNNBet.com and start winning today. We're also brought to you by Sleeper. You already play fantasy and Sleeper, but now you can win cold hard cash with their brand new over/under game. Just head to sleeper.com/SGP on your phone to join the SGPN group, and Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100. That's sleeper.com/SGP. We're also brought to you by SGPN Discord. Yes, make sure you check out our new Discord server, the perfect place to interact and sweat bets with the entire SGPN crew. So go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Yes. And we're also brought to you by Trade Coffee. Yes. I mean, look, Trade Coffee connects customers to the freshest and best tasting coffee they've ever made at home by partnering with the country's best craft roasters, Patty C. These are independent businesses from big cities and small towns, and Trade customers are truly impactful for these independent roasters, often being the largest source of new growth for them. And it's expert tasted. Trade Coffee actually has a team that taste tests thousands of coffee. What do you do for a living, Bill? I just taste a shit ton of coffee. All right.
Yeah, I do that, and I pay money to do that all day.
Exactly.
This guy's getting paid to do it.
And
they're drinking
doing
better stuff than I do.
They're doing analysis. They're doing synopsises.
There you go. They got a freaking hypotheses and
that's
shit.
what I'm saying. They got equations. 450 different kinds of live and ready to ship coffee just hanging out there every single day. There's no one perfect coffee, but there is a perfect coffee for you, Patty C. And Trade's human-powered algorithm will find it. I'm telling you, you got to check this stuff out, guys. All right. Trade is offering new subscribers a total of $30 off your first order plus free shipping when you go to drinktrade.com/SGP. That's more than 40 cups of coffee for free. Get started today by taking their quiz at drinktrade.com/SGP and let Trade find you a coffee that you'll love. All right, that's drinktrade.com/SGP for $30 off. We're also brought to you by IPVanish. Did you know that browsing online using incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy? That's right. Without added security, you might as well be giving away all your private data to hackers, advertisers, your ISP, and other prying eyes. That's why here at SGPN Studios, we use IPVanish VPN to make it easy to stay truly private and secure on the internet. IPVanish helps you safely browse the internet by encrypting 100% of your data. That means your private details, your passwords, your communication, your browsing history, and more will be completely shielded from falling into the wrong hands. Even your physical location will be hidden. IPVanish makes you virtually invisible online. It's really that simple. So go to IPVanish.com/SGP and use that promo code SGP and claim 70% off your savings. That's IPVanish.com/SGP.
Woo!
All right, we are back talking Wildcat football. Patty C. They did all right in the portal.
Yeah.
We grade the portal. I would say though, the Adrian Martinez get for them just being spot on perfect. Martinez should have went to K-State 4 or 5 years ago.
I don't care how many 4 stars or 5 stars transferred in and out. When you get a guy that is that perfect for what you're trying to do.
Yes.
As far as impact in the transfer portal, that's a big one. I think they did pretty well.
I agree. They also brought in safety Sean Robinson from Missouri, and I'm curious how he used to be a quarterback. He was a high recruit quarterback from TCU.
He was good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They might even be able to use him at QB. Who knows? Cornerback
Good to have depth.
Yeah, cornerback Drake Cheatham from Prairie View A&M coming in, man. You know who the head coach of Prairie View is? I was on a conference call with. I got to interview Prairie View head coach Bubba McDowell over about a month or two ago. Former Houston Oiler.
Yeah, that's right.
With my boy Jerry Glanville.
Oh snap!
So if anyone, hey, look, Bubba McDowell's teaching you stuff. Drake Cheatham coming in. Linebacker Will Honas from Nebraska. Wide receiver Jaden Jackson from Ole Miss. Cornerback Javon Carr from Arizona, and quarterback Joshua Hayes from Virginia.
Nice.
Your UVA Wahoos.
Son of a gun.
And what they lost, yeah, I can bring up. I think they did lose some pieces, but I don't think they lost too much. All right, they lost Marvin Martin at safety to South Alabama, Gavin Hasselhorst, a linebacker who's still in the portal, linebacker Keenan Gaskin still in the portal, They lost linebacker Brandon Jennings to UCF. That one I think actually hurt a little bit.
Brandon Jennings.
The other ones I'm going to say not really. Offensive tackle Austin Weiner, great name. He's in the portal still. Defensive lineman Braden Wood, he went to Jacksonville State with Rich Rod. Cornerback Justin Gardner still in the portal. They also lost running back Clyde Price, who I actually thought was solid. He went to Akron. They lost defensive lineman Tyrone Taleni to USC. I think that one hurts a little bit. Linebacker Devontae Pritchard to South Dakota, and T. Denson, a cornerback, to Purdue, and a couple others to some FCS schools. Overall, Patty C. No, they actually lost some other ones too. I mean, they lost Wayne Jones, the linebacker, to Charlotte. Amonis Brown, a safety, to South Florida. Running back Joe Irvin, who got some solid burn from the Middle Tennessee. That was a good get by Middle Tennessee. Overall, though, I still think they won the portal.
I mean, just on the strength of
Martinez. I even think the Robinson get could be efficient in at K-State, and linebacker Will Honas will get some burn. I like that.
I mean, it's interesting that they do kind of as well in the transfer portal as they have. I mean, their transfer portal rankings over the past 4 cycles, 33, 32, 52, and 34. That's significantly higher, almost twice as high as their recruiting ranking. I wonder why. I mean, 3 years of that is from Klieman, you know, but even before him, they were doing what? That's kind of in the K-State.
JUCOs.
JUCOs. Transfers has been the name of the game in Manhattan for a long time. So I guess that's still the case.
Talk to me about recruiting rankings, though.
Recruiting, whatever, you know. This team out. This is a Colby Dant feather in the cap team right here. Recruiting rankings nationally over the last 5 cycles: 66, 62, 55, 57, and 62. Within the conference, that's been good for 9 out of 10 at 9.
Wait, but they're 2-1 against Oklahoma the past 3 games, and even the one they lost last year was by 6.
That's true. Oklahoma, I'm presuming, is either 1 or 2 in the.
Well, I'm trying to understand
composite rankings every year.
How does that work, Patty C?
He's got me on this one.
One could just wonder if they only had one back-to-back away game in a decade,
right? What
this program could really be.
Yeah, that's true. This is a program that plays well above its presumed talent level, or their supposed talent level, I should say. So last 5 conference recruiting cycles out of 10, 9, 9, 9, 7, 9. And composite, they've been 9 every year. So they should be the second worst team in the conference. And that's clearly not the case. So maybe they just get coached up really well. They have great fans, a great home field advantage. These things factor in.
Yes. And look, Las Vegas here, if you're watching on YouTube, they are projecting 6.5 wins, Patty C. Just 6.5 wins. I mean,
what have they done in the past? How many times have they eclipsed?
If you throw out the COVID year where they're playing with walk-ons,
full seasons of
I think only twice in the past 10 years
that they have not.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think actually only once, right? Or twice.
2000.
They had 1 5-7 season. Snyder's last year.
2018.
Yeah.
Every year other than that, they've gotten to at least 7 regular season wins. Dating back to, you said 2010. Wow. So in the last 12 years, they've eclipsed that 10 out of the 12 years. And actually, I guess we're not counting COVID though. So 9 out of the last 11. That's what I'm saying.
The COVID year was nonsense, man.
9 of the last 11. They got better than this 6.5 rank spot we got here. I'm gonna need to look at the schedule, but off that stat alone, yeah, and especially because I think Klieman's got it rolling. I don't think they're poised for a step back.
Now the over's -160, so Vegas is leaning to a 7-5 season. The under's +135. There's juice. If you think K-State's gonna suck, there is juice there for you. Let's hop into it.
Should we take a look at what they did last year?
Yes.
They had win streaks and they had losing streaks.
Yeah, Skylar Thompson got injured. Once again, his health was a concern.
I wonder what game he got injured in.
I don't recall that, but I know Will Howard came in.
They went undefeated in their non-conference slate, 3-0, including a whooping of Stanford by 17. Come into conference play and take some L's right off the top, but it wasn't a cakewalk.
Yeah, they lost Yeah, they lost to Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, Iowa State, 3 games in a row, and I want to say that might have been the 3 games that Howard was out, or I'm sorry, that's Thompson was out.
That's a tough break. Because they played them respectively, all of those games within 2 touchdowns.
And then they lost to Baylor in Texas. Baylor by 10, Texas by 5. They did whoop LSU, but LSU had a bunch of players out.
They only, they did. Wow, 42-20.
Patty C.
They're a good team.
They are a good team. Let's hop into it because the Coyotes, they're coming into town. Bill Snyder Family Stadium. South Dakota's not beating Kansas State.
No, they're not.
But I do like South Dakota. Their coach wears a tie. Can we get some more coaches that wear ties and bring it back, please?
Class it up.
Please. Let's do this.
That's right.
You got a 1-0, Patty C?
I do have 1-0.
Well, then the Missouri Tigers come into town. And guess what? Eli Drinkowitz, that seat is hot. He lost the starting quarterback. They got to find a quarterback. I'm on K-State in Manhattan.
Curious how Missouri used to play in Manhattan when they were in the Big 12. I'm assuming it's like every other team that goes to Manhattan, heavy on the L's.
I'm taking K-State.
I'm taking K-State as well.
Then Willie Fritz and his slamming hot daughter /
wife. I think they're both beautiful. Let's be honest.
They come into town. Bill Snyder Family Stadium. That's a dangerous game.
That is based
after
on
beating an SEC team and being like, hey.
Yeah.
But I got K-State 3-0. Patty, see you.
Tulane came to a Big 12 stadium last year and almost shocked the world.
Won.
But I don't see it happening, even though Michael Pratt is as handsome as he is. No, that's a win for K-State.
I could see them beating Missouri and talking shit, and like Tulane giving them every bit of a game.
Yeah, I could definitely see that exact thing happening.
I'm gonna say K-State 3-0.
Yeah, well, here's where we find out what you really think of K-State, and this one I'm actually curious because I don't know what I think about this game yet.
I don't know what I think about it. I think the last time they went to Norman, when they had like 30 players out, they won. Yeah, K-State did.
That's true. They've had their number a little bit.
Yeah.
Oklahoma almost came back on them. Oklahoma pulled one of those, we're more talented you and we're going to turn it on now. But it was too late. K-State had, but in the game before that, didn't K-State?
No. I think you're thinking of when Oklahoma came back was 2019 in Manhattan. 2020 was in Norman, and Oklahoma was up big, and K-State came back and won.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. But didn't K-State whoop them in one of the? Or that was the game that Oklahoma came back and closed the gap.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was crazy. In fact, that was kind of counterfeit. Oklahoma.
Well, K-State had like 30 players out.
That's true.
They were using wide receivers as defensive backs.
That's true, and that was a fun.
You can't tell me that's counterfeit.
Yeah,
that's like the Scabs Redskins win in '87 when they beat the Cowboys with other starters.
That's true. Yeah, I guess you got to give credit where it's due. I got them at.
I'm gonna say loss. Let's say 3-1.
Yeah,
say 3-1.
3-1.
They're home to Texas Tech and Joey McGuire.
It's a tough game. They beat them by 1 last year.
These games are always
on the
crazy,
road,
I feel
but
like.
I'm gonna say
I'm taking K-State.
Me too.
4-1.
Here we go.
We need 3 more wins.
1.
They go to Iowa State to take on the Cyclones. Patty C.
What is this game?
Farmageddon,
baby.
Decapitated blowjobs.
All over the place.
This is a fucking game.
This is a game.
Give me K-State.
Iowa State returning or a new quarterback and running back, even though we think they're talented.
Yeah.
What is this, game 6 here? No, yeah. So you got to figure Campbell will have figured it out and worked out some of the kinks by now. I kind of want to see what the recent history of this series has been in Manhattan. I'll get to that in a second.
I'll say this: between at K-State, they get a bye week, and then they're at TCU. I think they could go 2-0, but I'll even join you with 1-1.
Okay, let me see here. Iowa State, by the way, their all-time most, or one of their all-time most played games, according to Sports Reference, 105. Iowa State actually leads this all-time series 49-52.
Well, K-State was horrible before Bill Snyder was there. It was the worst program in America.
That's true. Yeah. Trips to Iowa State recently, they've lost their last 2, but prior to that had won 3 in a row. So I think Iowa State's prime for a slight step back. And I think
what do you think about my assessment there? Between at Iowa State on October 8th, then they get a bye on the 15th, and then they're at
TCU.
I think I'm even going to say 1-1. I could see that being 2-0.
I could easily see that being 2-0. But those are 2 good teams.
Okay, so that would put them at what then? That would 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-2.
5-2.
Right?
Yeah.
They are home to Oklahoma State and home to Texas in Manhattan. They're not going 0-2 there.
I'll give them 1-1 there. Yeah.
I think there's a chance they're 2-0.
And that, well, both are in Manhattan, you said.
Yeah.
And homecoming on for the Oklahoma State game. Again, a great
I'm going 2-0. I'm going 2-0.
I'll give them 1-1 there.
I'm going 2-0.
I don't know. I mean, I expect them to beat Texas, and
That's what I'm saying. Like, OK State.
OK State's 50-50 because OK State's probably a little better than them, but it's in Kansas. It's in Manhattan.
That's what I'm saying. I'm taking K-State.
I'm gonna give them 1-1. I'll be a little.
So I'm on the over then. I got 7 right there.
Okay.
They're at Baylor and at West Virginia. Those are two incredible. I mean, at Baylor just tough because they're really good, and at West Virginia because the whole place is bananas.
And 2 tough road environments.
I'll even say they lose both.
I'm tempted to give 1-1 there.
Okay, so we're at the same record then.
Yeah.
And then they're home to Kansas for the final game of the season.
I might go 0-2 on that though, because those are 2 tough places to play. Either way, Kansas on the final game of the season, that chalks the over for me, I believe.
Yes,
at the very least.
So I have them 8-4.
8-4. I have them 7-5 or 8-4. Either way, we're both on the over.
And I'm going to make this prediction, Patty C.
Yeah.
If I think they could play for the Big 10 or the Big 12 championship this year. When I go through the rosters and I look at each roster of every team, Baylor's got some big questions at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, from a talent perspective, is probably the most talented, but they have a lot of question marks.
They do.
Right?
No, as quarterback established and a new coach.
Oklahoma State lost a ton in the transfer portal. They lost their defensive coordinator who had them as a top 20 defense for the past 3 years. I think there's some question marks there.
With Oklahoma State?
Yeah. And to me, I think Oklahoma State will still be good, but I also thought they were one of the luckiest teams last year.
Sure. They got lucky early on, especially.
I think Kansas State can play for the Big 12 championship this year.
I think it's very possible. I mean,
the fact they get Texas and OK State at home, which I think could be 2 teams they're going against, that stretch is the most important to me because I think that can give them the tiebreaker to get them into the Big 12 championship potentially.
If they get Texas, you said, or
and Oklahoma State at home.
Yeah.
I think those could potentially really pay off.
I mean, there's still no divisions obviously here. So that is what are the game? What's your pecking order right now for the Big 12?
They get Oklahoma the week after Oklahoma goes to Nebraska. It's a great spot to get Oklahoma.
You would think that would be a potential letdown spot for Oklahoma, but they're so far ahead of Nebraska.
Not last year. It was close.
That's true. I don't know that they are even. I think Scott Frost might get that upset this year. In fact, Oklahoma may be one of the teams that takes a little step back this year.
It's going to be so interesting to watch. I'm definitely taking the over, and I'm making the case that they could play. But I just think that backfield. Can you name me a more exciting backfield in college football this year? Like for home run threat.
I mean, Deuce Vaughn's stats are crazy. 1,400 rushing yards, which was top 10. And then he's number 4 in the country in terms of total touchdowns. We had 1,400 rushing yards and almost 500 receiving yards.
Insane.
Yeah, 1,872
Mix that with Martinez
yards
and that punt returner. I'm telling you,
they are an exciting offense, and it's a very K-State kind of offense. And what do you think, Adrian Martinez? Do you think he's gonna turn the corner?
I mean, he's still gonna. Yeah, I think he will because of the system. He still will make some dumb plays at times, but I think this system protects him more.
It was so obvious with Scott Frost last year. I mean, when things got bad early on for him, everyone was just like, dude, why are you trying to throw the ball with Martinez? Do a little more playground stuff. Let him do his thing. The next week he goes out, he's running all over the field. He's got like a 75-yard touchdown or something.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, don't overthink this, Frost. Just let your players play. I think Klieman and Collin Klein will be more likely to do that from the get-go. And I do think when you combine that with their other playmakers, that offense is going to explode.
I think this could be a lock for me on the win total front come August. So keep an eye on that. All right, folks. Subscribe to the College Football Experience as we break down all 131 teams, and check us out on YouTube, like we said, and each and every day we're dropping 2-a-days. Patty C, we're doing 2-a-days. So subscribe, tell a friend. Also, if you give us a 5-star review, go to iTunes and if you go to iTunes and give us a 5-star review, take a screenshot. Find us on Twitter at TCE on SGPN or myself at the Colby D. Show me that screenshot. We'll send you a college football experience t-shirt. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll look like that pennant right there. And also remember, follow Patty C on Twitter at Patty C831. Also follow NC Nick on Twitter at NC_NICK. We are the college football experience. And also remember, we host. I can't talk right now, Patty C. We host the college basketball experience. So subscribe over there. I know Bruce Weber's gone. Jerome Tang coming in from Baylor. I think that was a great hire by Kansas State. So subscribe to the college basketball experience. We talk college basketball year round over there. We talk college football year round over here. Also, me and Noah Beanick bring you the college baseball experience. But check out all those. And also our whole platform. Yes, the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Get that SGPN app, because all of our podcasts, the Sports Gambling Podcast is already going deep into the NFL win totals and props and all that stuff. If you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, you're going to love that. We also have the fantasy football gambling podcast. I mean, so many MLB gambling podcasts going on right now, baseball in the thick of it, MMA gambling podcast. We got the World Cup right around the corner. So check out the soccer gambling podcast, NBA with Terrell Furman Jr. and Moonoff and those guys. Just fantastic. Check out all that stuff. And Patty C, I'm on the over. You're on the over. Woo. This is the Kansas State Wildcats. And you are listening to the college football experience. Take care.